One is adhering and listening. So just go. So the idea here is to listen and to adhere, but also trying to follow from your center. So the idea here is as you turn your body, your whole body moves and your hands have to follow your center as well as you're listening to what your partner is saying. My teachers say when you're doing push hands, you're lending yourself or your partner is lending himself to you. So you need to take care of them. And a lot of times push hands devolve into competition, and there are competitions, and you lose the really higher orders of the form of the principles of push hands, and that is to teach sensitivity and listening and understanding. So it goes beyond the combative or competitive nature of the martial aspects of the work. So next I will do the forehand idea, and you saw that we do a little different version from what you saw earlier. And basically the principles here is to interact with the other person's energy, the pull back, the four energies of Tai Chi, the roll back, the press, the pull back, and the push. So that's what they're doing right now. Okay, good. So I will now do, Charlie, the moving part of this forehand. And if I might borrow Mike and just demonstrate some of the principles behind this. So I can start with a roll back. Okay, if I roll back Mike, I will send him in this direction. This is the roll back energy within my movement. So if he counters my, if he let me go, gives me his arm, but then he presses. If I keep pulling him, then he's going to push into me. Okay? So he responds to my roll back with a press. He falls in to come in with an attack, and I do a pull, and then a push to push him. If he doesn't respond, I push him. But what he does is he turns to neutralize and gets my elbow, and he does a ward off. Now he does the roll back. If I don't respond, he pulls me. But I can also respond in a different way. I can let him take a root. With the press, then I counter that, and we go on back and forth, back and forth. So the idea is not to resist against a person, but to have a level of sensitivity that you're responding with them, that you're partnering with them, that you're harmonizing with them. And this is a lot of what the principles of push hands help you to develop. Next, we use the staff. One of the things about empty hands forms is your intent goes through your hand to your hand and basically your fingers. So you have sort of a limited extent of your intent. With the staff training, your intent goes further out to the edge of the staff, and the sword or the saber similar. So in this case, the implement, your intent goes beyond where your empty hands. So in this case, I will demonstrate two people exercises to learn to extend the intent, but also to have a level of sensitivity that they feel each other through their staff energies. Very good. Now I'll borrow Mike. No. All right. So the idea here is you want to be feeling the stuff, and you want to be sensitive to the energy that's coming to you. So if he comes in and he goes this way, and he doesn't listen, I can go around and hit. Okay. So he has to listen, and he has to follow me and not disconnect. So that's the idea of adherence. If he disconnects his mind, his intent from me, then I can go around. Now, if he responds appropriately and he goes down here, and he listens to what I'm doing here, and now I'm not going down, but I stay. But if he puts pressure down, and he's not listening to what I'm doing, then I can go around him because put more pressure. That way the staff bounces off and he's not listening. But if he listens and it's soft, so I try to go down, he follows, listens to me, and now he goes around and he can take. So the idea is to listen, to be understanding of the other person's energy. And this is where really harmonization happens in push hands. So it's a higher calling than just trying to beat each other down and to the floor or uprooting yourself. So we'll end with one last thing, and that's ice, water, and steam. Xingyi Xuan, Taichi Xuan, and Baguazhang. Okay? These are the three sister martial arts, internal martial arts. And we all here do Taichi Xuan. Tai Chi is symbolized as water because of its rhythmic, wave-like nature. Xingyi Xuan is like ice. It's very straight and narrow. Baguazhang is more steam-like, very circular in energy. Now the nice thing, well not nice thing, but the very peculiar thing about water, it transforms. So water can transform to ice, ice can go to water, water can go to steam. So they're really the same in a lot of ways because they can transform each other. And by starting to teach myself a little bit of Xingyi Xuan, it's been a very informal type of teaching as an effort to try to understand more about Tai Chi. And I will show you a little bit of Xingyi Xuan, and it's based on informal training, so if I have any Xingyi Xuan practitioners in the world, I apologize. Xingyi means form, mind, or form meaning structure, mind. So it's the body structure with the mind, the intent. Substantial, insubstantial, the yin and yang, the Tai Chi symbol. So you can see how they relate to each other. Like Tai Chi, Xingyi Xuan has energies. There are 5 basic energies. One of the most important ones is called Pi Chuan, which is something like this. It may look familiar to people who do Yang style Tai Chi. Okay, Pi Chuan is consistent with the metal, with the element metal. The reason is it has a chopping energy, like an axe chopping wood. Other translation of the chopping energy is also splitting energy. When the axe hits the wood, it separates it, it's split. So there's a split, a shearing force energy. And this is what Pi Chuan, the very basic of the elements in Xingyi Xuan. And I'll demonstrate a bit of what's called the linking form that has some of these elements together. A little bit demonstration of that, and if you notice, it's more linear. It's more like ice. Everything coming from the dantian, so it's more linear than the flowing nature that Tai Chi provides. Interesting thing in Tai Chi, we have the silk reeling, where the energy starts from the feet, goes through the leg, through the torso, body, arms, and hands. So I'm drawing the Tai Chi symbol here, trying to follow the principle of the silk reeling. So this is in Tai Chi. In Xingyi Xuan, is the interesting part is you still have the root to the feet, but the intent is more in the hand. So it's more forward leaning. And that's, again, is symbolized by its nature as ice, expanding forth. So my borrow mic again. So we'll demonstrate the Pi Chuan, or if you're familiar with the Yang style Tai Chi, it's play the pipa. If you go down a little bit more, it resembles more the Pi Chuan. So here we've demonstrated the principle of split or chopping. Let's call it split for in Tai Chi Chuan. Movements you may know as slanting flying, sorry, blanked out, and bat horse's mane. So for the slanting flying, he sends a punch here. The idea here is to have a split energy. It's basically splitting his bottom part from the top part. So it's shearing him in half. Right. So this is a larger scale of split energy. Now we can compact that to go more into the ideas of the Pi Chuan and also the play the pipa. So here we have the split energy happening at the elbow joint, breaking the elbow. So this is a more localized type of split. And again, from Theta Pipa here, each one completes it to here. And then you have the more finer split energy, and think about the point where the axe blade meets the wood and splits it. And here's localized at the jaw neck area, splitting that area right there. So it's a very localized split energy. You can see that there's more to Tai Chi than doing the form, and there's a lot of energies inside that you develop in the work. And my teachers, Li Shupak would say, it's not doubt to let others hurt you or hurt others. So even Tai Chi Chuan has a civil aspect to it. It has the developing oneself, developing our interactions to others, but there's also the aspect of self-defense, and that's the martial aspect. And by combining them, that's what we do in our class. Thank you again very much.
Okay, the next program, 永利的老架一。